Welcome back. Melissa Vandenbroek is with us today, and she is showing us all about centerpieces before, and now we are taking on place cards, which you don't really think would be a big deal, but they kind of are, huh?
They are, yeah.
Everybody wants to be known and where they're supposed to seat.
Yeah, and you don't want to place certain people next to each other.
Oh my God.
You've learned that in your days of wedding planning then, huh?
Yes, so we assigned you a lot of
She says it with a pleasant smile
she has
on
such
her
a sweet
face.
smile on her face.
Yes, that's true.
We do help them with assigned seating. We can also do table numbers, so they're actually at a certain table, not necessarily at the seat. They can just pick their own seat.
So how do you figure these things out?
Well, some of the ideas is when the guests arrive at the reception, they find their name and then their table number, and then they take this and place it at their table.
That's nice.
This also acts as a favor and something that they can drink out of, and you can also get some creative straws and do a little favor in there also.
Do name tags have to be expensive? I mean, I'm sure you can make them expensive, just like the centerpieces like we were talking about, but I mean, could you really do just like these little straws that aren't too pricey?
On the computer, you can do the printout with a font. I mean, we've got so much accessible items or fonts and creative ways to do calligraphy on the computer. So we can do labels on apples. These are punched with a punch stamp that you can buy at the craft store. So punch it out, stick it in a pine cone. And do we have lots of pine cones here?
Just go gather them up.
This goes with the rustic theme.
She looks at me when she says pine cones. I don't know why.
She wants you to go grab some.
Now, one thing that I've noticed, I'll just interject here, is that in the previous segment when you were saying no mixy-matchy, then all of a sudden all of these are pretty much matched.
Yeah, and that's okay.
And that's
because it's not in the scape of the whole table. It's not going to be obvious.
It's just one little element.
Yeah.
But there is, on the scape of the table, you'll see it green around or orange around.
How much do the colors play into it? Like if you want to...
Very much.
I mean, do brides who want orange and... I'm not a color person, so what... I don't know what goes well with
orange,
yellow,
orange and green.
Something like that. Then maybe they go with something.
You might get into the Oregon State, Oregon thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully not at your wedding.
So they will match it.
We'll
see. It does play into why they pick what they pick for those place cards. Another idea is a great favor, and again, succulents are very popular, so we can do a potted. You can even do a smaller pot, little mini pots with a succulent in there, and put the tag on there.
I've seen in some, I mean, all over Pinterest, of course, but people doing succulents and then doing those little mini ones as favors.
Yes.
Do you think that is something a bride would like?
They'll do these in the middle of the centerpiece or somewhere on the table.
And obviously, folks can take these home.
That's right.
What about this one? Because it looks just kind of like a box right now.
Yeah.
Can you put stuff in it? What's the idea?
Yeah. This is a tape that you can buy at the store.
Oh yeah. How do you pronounce it? I can't remember.
Wasabi.
Washi
Wasabi.
tape. Close enough.
Wasabi's
Everyone's done that once when they're talking about this tape. I know it.
Sushi.
Well, you can put that in there.
That's right. That would be a surprise.
Washi tape, and it comes in all colors and designs, and then you can put a gift inside. Yeah, and put it on the table or put it.
And we have edible ones, which I know. I'm surprised John hasn't broken into those yet.
Yes.
I am exhibiting so much self-control by not trying to do this off camera. And
s'mores. These are my favorite.
Adorable, the
but
mini
little mini
chocolate.
s'mores. These are great favors. You can also put a table number on there and the guest's name. So you can just be really creative with very little expense.
And I don't think it's a mistake that you've put the most delicate type of table ID in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about these.
It was a mistake. Anyway, these are table numbers, so you put them on the table itself, and it adds to the decor, but it also showcases where the guests go according to their place cards.
Okay.
Excellent.
Double duty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these can be live. They can.
Yeah, they can be artificial. You can do all kinds of different style of vases. By the way, you don't have to have them all
just
look the same.
And would you do all mixy?
You could. Yes, you could do vintage bottles, old bottles. Yeah, go dig them
I think
up.
you just coined a new term.
Mixy. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. It's good. Tell that
I'm
to
a
your next
rapper.
bride who comes in.
I'm a rapper.
So
we'll go into that later on.
Mixy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
there's so many things you can
ideas.
do.
Yeah.
Do you ever get overwhelmed with the ideas that brides come in with so many different ideas?
Yeah, we try to narrow it down, help them narrow it down, and get a real grasp of what they're really wanting and what they're looking at for their style. So we ask a lot of questions.
And do most brides when they come in, or brides-to-be when they come in, do they really clearly have the idea, or do they come in and say,
make something pretty?
Yeah.
You know, kind of like Mackenzie would. You know,
I'm
kind of thinking about,
I like this, but really I want this.
Yeah,
Are they pretty
they'll be very
directed?
eclectic in what they want, but so we have to really narrow it down. They do not, most of the time they do not know. They have an idea, or their color scheme, they have an idea of the color scheme, so we draw from that and help put together. And our studio is such that we can actually do a live display and help them put it together so they can see it.
I think that would be huge.
Yeah, it is huge. It's a visual, very visual, tactile business. So we
that's why we're in this business, because, you know, I mean, this is a very powerful medium. You know, it's very personal, and I would imagine that if you could show people right up front, this is what your table is going to look like.
Yes, exactly.
Have it
and
all
they're going to go,
that's what we want.
That's
or let's just kind of futz around with this.
Yeah, exactly. And
well,
that's very fun.
This is awesome. There's so many
you.
different choices.
Yeah.
We're ready to get married. Maybe not John and I together, but not us. Someone can, though. Thank you so much for being here.
You're so welcome.
You're going to have to stick around because up next, John's going to take us up in the air.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
That's
there's only about 3 of them that are currently operating in the world, and I and Justin, our photographer, got to go up and run. So how's that for a tease?
That's great.
We're going to see what's coming up next.